YouTube, what's going on, man? Check it out. No gym video today. It's a rest day, and I have to go to work soon in like 35 minutes. But the chain on this bike is dirty, and it's long overdue for a cleaning and lubing. So we're going to be doing that while I'm talking about basically how I got into fitness and why it's such a passion for me, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and just, now that we got like the clear shot of the bike here, right? This is the whole bike. It's a Yamaha MT-07. It's been in my videos before as like an intro, I guess you could say, if you've seen them. And I got a chain put on, not put on, I put the chain on, by the way. I did that myself, which was a hassle because it was my first time ever doing it, but I put that chain on maybe past July, so maybe like August of last year, right? I gotta bend down because, you know, if I sit on this stool that I'm on, you guys can't see the stool, that's funny. This stool right here. If I sit on the stool, obviously my head's not in frame, but the chain's down here anyways, and I clean it, then I'm in this portion down here anyways, right? So, you know, this is just to give you guys something kind of to look at, I guess, while I explain my origin story, and, you know, I don't know, just something for you guys to look at while you listen to me talk, right? So, anyways, I'll also talk about what I'm doing, right? So I'm going to take some WD-40 in this microfiber cloth rag here. And really, I could take like shop towels or something like that. I don't know where they're at. I swear there's more shop towels in this garage somewhere. Anyways, yeah, so just going to take a microfiber cloth here and a little bit of WD-40, get the WD-40 into the chain. And really, I should put some cardboard down here because I don't want to get this all over the floor. It's easy to clean up when there's something on the ground under it. Let's see here. What can we use? What can we use? What can we use? You know what? I got these old microfiber towels that I used the last time I cleaned the chain on my bike that I can use to lay down here. But anyways, you know, dude, this shit just gets all over my tire, man. Anyways, I want to be like really light with it so it doesn't like have a bunch of overspray, if that makes sense. But I'm just going to spray this chain down here with this WD-40, just enough to get on it and get it, you know, work through the chain a little bit. And spray kind of the faces that I can reach with this thing. And whatever I can't reach, I'll get with the brush because I go through with the brush and get into it as well. So the chain's dirty, so you know, gotta do what I gotta do, right? So, anyways, brush, right? 3 heads to it, so I can get 3 heads of the chain at the same time. Anyways, for me, fitness started way before high school. It all started because of sports, and I think that's a huge in for a lot of people is the sports aspect, the fitness. When you think about it, you know, there is just a lot of fitness that goes on with sports, and if you've played sports before, like basketball, football, rugby, you know, soccer, tennis, there is like that aspect to it that is really based off of fitness, you know, even some things that people don't really, you know, depending on what you think of like what is a sport, you know, there's fitness to a lot of things. The only one that probably doesn't have a lot of fitness to it itself, like health fitness, is esports, you know, which I'm not here to dog on esports. I'm a big esports guy myself. I love watching esports, and I love playing video games every now and then, you know. Used to play them a lot more, but I don't get the luxury these days, but that's okay. Let me get I'll push down on the chain a little bit and then push up on the chain a little bit. And that was about 4th grade or 5th grade, I would say, for me. I'll use the clean facets of this dirty one first before I get to dirty another one. But yeah, look, this corner right here, that's just from the small section that I just rubbed off on this chain. So we're gonna go through and rub this stuff off a little bit. But I better get going, bro. I gotta clean this thing in like 20 minutes. Anyways, yeah, man. That was like 4th or 5th grade is when I started playing like Pop Warner football, you know, and that's really what did it for me. You know, because we did a bunch of push-ups, a bunch of running, a bunch of this, a bunch of that, whatever, you know, anything to get the fitness in there. Bunch of sit-ups, right? Bunch of sit-ups. Had me looking up videos of like how to get abs in 15 minutes, you know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff that you get on, that kids basically look at these days, you know? We're going to go in with a little bit more WD-40 here just to give us a little bit. Dude, there's just so much overspray on the tires. See, that's the one thing about cleaning the chain you got to be careful with is getting overspray from something like your WD-40 or your chain lube on your tire, because it can make the tire kind of slick when you're riding it the next time you ride it, which is, you know, you just got to be careful with. It'll, you know, it'll come off after riding it for a little bit, but you just have to be careful when you're on that sucker. But going into high school is where it really ramped up, right? Because in high school, that's where I started to get into like the gym, you know what I'm saying? So like that came with like weightlifting and things like that. And like basically from that point on, you know, like we ran a off-season program for people that were in high school already, but my brother was in high school. And, you know, coming off my 8th grade year into high school, I started working out at the high school with my brother and some other football players and would run drills afterwards and things like that. So that was actually like the first time I had been in an actual gym, I want to say, and working out consistently, even though it was like a football program. And that was amazingly, that was like the main aspect of my high school lifting career anyways, was you know, sports related stuff. Which is fine, you know. I'd see all I did in high school. I only played football. You know, I could have played other sports. I just didn't want to be quite honest with you. I enjoyed playing basketball, but for me personally, and I know this is like counterintuitive because apparently, you know, college scouts they look to see if like you're a multi-sport athlete and things like that. Like, what do you got going on, you know? And I was not. All I did was play football and then work out in the off season. I would lift a shit ton in the off season. Here's what I would do in the off season, right? When I'm not playing football, I would have my lift during the day at school, like as one of my classes. I had weight training. This thing needs a lot more in-depth cleaning than I will be giving it today. I just want to get the chain clean and lubed up. That's pretty much it. But like the guards that this runs across right here, underneath and in here, they all need to be cleaned. I just don't have the time for that today, and I think I should be doing that tomorrow, to be quite honest with you, because there's you just get build up and shit like that, you know. I live where the air is a little dirty, but anyways, yeah, just a bunch of off-season lifting for me. I would have my lift during the school day, and then I would have a secondary lift after the school day, and after the secondary lift through the day, you know, after I've killed my body twice in one day, I go through and I would do cardio. So I would go and run the bleachers outside, do a shit ton of bleacher sets. You know, I was very dedicated to, you know, at the time it wasn't necessarily like, man, I'm trying to get fit. It was more like I'm trying to like get fit so that I could get recruited for college and things like that, you know? And then after high school, when I didn't end up playing college ball, you know, I fell into a bit of a slump and I wasn't really working out for anything. And then, you know, and I wasn't going to school for fitness either. That's not what I was doing when I was in college initially, right? I would say I got this guy. Oh, this guy, whoa. This guy's actually pretty clean, bro. This is actually not giving me as much dirt as it usually is at this point in the cleaning. So we might be close to getting lubed up here, which is good because that means that, you know, I got through this in a decent amount of time. Like I said, this needs a deeper cleaning than I'm giving it today, but I'm really not getting too much thick gunk off anymore, so that's good. But yeah, man. So basically, I was just in a slump, and then I took this one class. It was and now this class at the college level is you get more credits for it. But back then when I took it, it was one credit because it wasn't like it was supposed to be in a classroom type thing, but we were holding it in the gym center, in the fitness center, you know. So it wasn't as sophisticated back then quite yet for what the class turned into today. It's different now, but the teacher there was like, "Hey, man, like you obviously work out, and you know you kind of know your stuff, because like I knew a little bit of stuff about fitness. I didn't even take fitness classes in high school. All I took was gym. I didn't even take like sports med or nothing like that. But he's like, why don't you what's your major? And I'm like, I don't really have a major right now. You know, at the time I was a business major. And that's what I was doing was just. I had business classes, but I also had computer science classes, which I also really enjoyed, and I also had, that fitness class that I was going to that he was the teacher in, and it was between those really. I just liked taking fitness classes in college, and he was like, "Well, why don't you give this major a shot?" And I'm like, "Well, the issue is I don't really like science. Science really isn't my thing." And he goes, "Nah, man. With this specific major, you're not doing exercise science, you're doing fitness wellness, which is like exercise science, just you don't take as many science courses." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll think about it." I looked at it and I was like, "Man, might as well, fuck it, I'll do it," right? So that's what I swapped my major to instead of business. Holy shit, my glute hurts. I'm like trying to give you guys a freaking angle into what I'm doing, and it's turning my glute up right now, but I'll go through with the cleaner rag one more time. All right. And that's what I did. I got more into that, and from that point on, I was a little bit more motivated to work out, and I was putting a little bit more effort into my own workouts, while I was pursuing that major, which I guess is like a good sign, I would say, I found a little bit of life into working out again. Because I was working out pretty decently going into college football tryouts, but my college actually didn't hold actual tryouts my freshman year. You just sent your film in to the coach, and they just looked at the film and they decided whether or not you were good enough to be on the football team, which kind of sucked because I definitely felt like my film was pretty good as a football player in high school. I was state recognized in high school, so I thought I thought I was better than what they were giving me credit for, I want to say, not to sound like a pretentious guy, but anyways, yeah, we'll go ahead and throw some lube on this, but I do need to get in here and clean a little bit more, because dang, we got some gunk in there. But after that, I started pursuing a little bit more powerlifting in college, because I just wanted to be strong as fuck, right? That's pretty much it. I just wanted to be strong. And I ended up getting pretty strong, to be quite honest with you. I got pretty strong in college, I was always chasing that 315 bench. That was my main goal in college, was like that 315 bench. I didn't really care about deadlift too much or squats. Like, obviously, I was improving in those, but like, I hit that 4 bench squat in high school, or that 4 plate squat in high school, and I was shy of the 3 plates in high school. So in college, when I got back into working out like consistently, chain lube, by the way. When I got back into working out, get this guy on there. See, getting this little red sprayer thing on there is the toughest part of this whole thing, by the way. Takes me the longest. But I got into, basically powerlifting. So I was, just trying to get stronger. And then, towards the end of my college career, that's when, like, I was actually getting into, that's when I was like actually getting into powerlifting. Like I started to focus on like technique and things like that, and making sure that I was within regulations for that, and like I would base all my maxes off that. Started following a powerlifting program. Although I was getting stronger by myself, and then coming out of college, I was still focused on powerlifting. It was really like my senior year is when I was getting really good at powerlifting. Like my bench was like state record level for the weight that I was at. Like all I had to do, if I had competed, I would have had the state record, which obviously did not happen. Otherwise, you guys would know that I have the state record for a bench press, but I do not. I do not hold a bench press record. Here, let's see if I can go this way with it, probably. But the thing about chain lube is that I always put way too much on. That's why I get like this black shit around my tire in the back. It's because I get lube on the back end of my tire. So, you know, I got to go through and like give it a good rub and try and get some of the lube off, like the extra lube that I put on there, because some spots are heavy, some parts aren't, you know. But let's see, we lubed up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, she's fucking wet, dude. She's good now. The chain get dry out here, to be honest, because of how deserty and arid the air is. So, you know, I'm just gonna make sure that, dude, there's lube on there. There's lube on there. Like I said, my main issue is that I always over lube it. Anyways. But pretty much coming out of college, you know, I was into powerlifting, and then some things changed towards the end of college. I came out of college, and man, it was just I started working at the warehouse that I work at now, and I fell out of powerlifting. Basically, lost a bunch of weight, you know, and just really fell out of it, I guess you could say. And then when I finally got back into lifting, it was mainly bodybuilding. Like I just started doing hypertrophy workouts and bodybuilding and whatnot, which carries me to where I am now, where that's what I do right now is bodybuilding. That's what I'm working on, you know. So this year I'm looking for a show or two to participate in, and then go from there. And anyways, this job is done. It's not as perfect as I want because look, barring time, I'd clean the sprocket up as well. I would use a little bit more WD-40. But I mean, for now, this guy is lubed. Get me from point A to point B, not damage the chain anymore. And I'm definitely gonna have some back spray here. My biggest issue is that I collect a lot of like extra lubricant and WD-40 up on this guard up top here. It's just fucking wet right now. And that's probably the thing that's gonna drip for a minute afterwards. Like when I park this thing, it'll definitely come off the chain and drip because it's sitting under the guard right now. I just have like this rubber guard underneath the chain on the top here that has lube and WD-40 under it, which will drip undoubtedly after I write it. But that's good enough for now. But yeah, so basically now I'm where I'm at now, you know, after I did the powerlifting thing and I did, you know, went through college and everything. And so, you know, I'm a bodybuilder right now, technically. I would love to get back into powerlifting because honestly, I felt like I could be pretty successful in powerlifting, but we'll see how the bodybuilding thing goes. And, you know, I also am working towards certification for personal training, and I have a couple of clients currently that I'm working with. So we're going to see how it goes with those clients, and then I'm going to finish my certification and really focus a lot of my efforts on personal training and online personal training. So, other than that, this has been motorcycle chain cleaning with Nathan with his backstory on lifting. So I have to go in, edit this video, throw it up, and then go to work because I am once again a day behind on my videos. So by a day behind, I mean like I video and upload on the same day, you know, whereas when I'm on time with my videos, the video I filmed the day beforehand is what goes out the next day. So, you know, we're not caught up. But what time is it right now? 9:53? Yeah, I'm gonna go edit this, upload this, get that done by 10:05 because somebody didn't want to get gas on the way back from the gym yesterday when they took the motorcycle. So I have to go get gas before heading into work, you know, classic blunder. But, yeah. I appreciate it all for watching. I hope to see you all next time.